Well, hello there, my loyal royal watchers. Pour yourselves something refreshing because today we're diving into the most glorious British tradition of the summer, Wimbledon. And not just any Wimbledon, but Wimbledon with our beloved Princess of Wales and her absolutely adorable children gracing the royal box with their presence. The stark contrast between how our working royals handle public appearances and those California complainers couldn't be more evident. And I simply cannot wait to break it all down for you in excruciating detail. Now, I know you guys are excited for more, but before we delve into further discussion, if you haven't subscribed, come on guys, what are you waiting for? Hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell ASAP. So now let's start with Catherine, our fashion icon, devoted mother, and quintessential royal who understands exactly how to represent the monarchy with dignity, style, and that perfect touch of approachability. Year after year, she arrives at the All England Club looking absolutely immaculate, never putting a foot wrong when it comes to appropriate tennis fashion. Remember that stunning Susanna dress from 2019? That white midi with the contrasting black buttons that she cleverly accessorized with a statement belt and those elegant black pumps? Pure perfection. Catherine inherently understands that being a royal is about setting an example, about showing up, looking the part, and representing the institution with class and sophistication. And that's the fundamental difference between our working royals and those two who fled to Montecito, isn't it? Catherine doesn't need to make every appearance about herself. She doesn't need to break protocol or push boundaries just to grab headlines. She doesn't arrive with a documentary crew in tow or issue press releases about her private thoughts on the match. She simply turns up, looks gorgeous, engages warmly with everyone from ball boys to champions, and makes it all look effortless. That's what real royal duty looks like, not the performative, attention-seeking behavior we've come to expect from certain former working royals. What I find particularly heartwarming is how Catherine has passed her love of tennis down to her children. George made his Wimbledon debut in 2022, while Charlotte joined the Royal Box in 2023, both of them behaving impeccably beside their mother. They've clearly been raised to understand the privilege and responsibility that comes with their position, something that seems to have completely escaped the Sussex children, who are being raised in a bubble of California celebrity rather than with any sense of their royal heritage or what it means to represent an institution greater than themselves. The images of young Charlotte having that animated conversation with King Felipe of Spain last year absolutely melted my heart. Can you imagine the poise and confidence it takes for a young girl to engage so naturally with a foreign monarch? That doesn't happen by accident, my friends. That comes from careful parenting, from William and Catherine making sure their children understand their place in the world, teaching them about diplomacy and protocol from an early age, preparing them for the roles they'll eventually fulfill. It's royal parenting done right, not hidden away behind high gates in Montecito, with occasional stage-managed appearances designed to maximize publicity. And speaking of parenting, let's talk about how the Wales children have been raised to behave in public. Do you remember Charlotte gently reminding her little brother Louis to stop waving quite so enthusiastically during the Platinum Jubilee? Or George looking so grown-up and responsible at the Euro football finals? These children understand decorum. They understand that royal appearances aren't about them as individuals, but about what they represent. Compare that to the Sussex approach, where everything seems designed to build personal brands rather than support the institution. The summer holidays are now upon us for George, Charlotte, and Louis as their term at Lambrook School ends. While their summer plans haven't been disclosed, because William and Catherine understand the importance of privacy when it's actually appropriate, we can be sure they'll spend quality family time together. Not paraded before Netflix cameras, not used as promotional tools for their parents' latest commercial ventures, but simply allowed to be children within the protective framework of a loving family that also happens to be royal. What strikes me most about William and Catherine's approach to parenting is how they've managed to give their children as normal an upbringing as possible within the extraordinary circumstances of royal life. They attend regular school, they have playdates, they go to sports matches, they climb trees and get muddy, all while gradually being introduced to their future roles through carefully selected public appearances. It's a masterclass in preparing the next generation of royals while protecting their childhood. Now contrast that with what we know of Archie and Lilibet's upbringing in California. Largely hidden from view except when it serves their parents' publicity needs, disconnected from their royal heritage and extended family, raised in a bubble of celebrity and wealth without any apparent understanding of service or duty. It's sad, really, when you think about what they're missing. The rich tapestry of British royal life, the connection to history and tradition, the sense of belonging to something greater than themselves. I can't help but wonder what Archie makes of seeing his cousins on television at events like Wimbledon or Trooping the Colour. Does he question why he's not part of these family occasions? Does he feel the absence of his grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins? Children are perceptive. They notice these things. And while Harry and Meghan may believe they've given their children freedom by removing them from royal life, they've also deprived them of their birthright and heritage. The Wales children, meanwhile, seem to be thriving in their royal roles. Look at Charlotte at last year's Wimbledon final. She was absolutely captivated by the tennis, showing that same competitive streak we've seen in her mother. Catherine mentioned that Charlotte is playing both rugby and football now, following in her sporty mother's footsteps. These children are being raised to understand the value of teamwork, discipline, and friendly competition, all qualities that will serve them well in their future roles as working royals. One particular moment that caught my eye was Charlotte leaning across her brother George to speak with King Felipe during the 2023 men's final. That kind of natural confidence doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from parents who have prepared their children properly, who have taught them about their place in the world, without making them feel either entitled or intimidated by it. William and Catherine have struck that perfect balance of raising children who are confident but not arrogant, aware of their privilege but not defined by it. Royal watchers are now eagerly awaiting little Louis making his Wimbledon debut. That cheeky prince has become something of a national treasure with his exuberant facial expressions and unfiltered enthusiasm at royal events. Who can forget him covering his ears during the Platinum Jubilee flypast or his expressive reactions during the Christmas Carol service? He brings such joy and authenticity to royal proceedings, reminding us all that behind the pomp and ceremony are real people with real personalities. And that's what makes our working royals so special, isn't it? They manage to balance the dignity of their positions with genuine warmth and humanity. Catherine isn't just going through the motions when she attends Wimbledon. She's a genuine tennis enthusiast whose joy is palpable when watching a thrilling match. William isn't just fulfilling a duty when he takes George to a football game. He's a dad sharing his passion with his son. There's an authenticity there that certain other royals, who shall remain nameless but live in Montecito, seem to have completely lost touch with. The royal box at Wimbledon has been used for the entertainment of friends and guests since 1922, and there's a certain etiquette that must be observed when sitting there. Former royal butler Grant Harold explained that the royals always try not to show favoritism, maintaining something of a poker face during matches. Though, as he noted, sometimes their enthusiasm for particular players does shine through. It's these little insights into royal behavior that fascinate me. The balance between protocol and genuine human reaction, tradition and individual personality. What's particularly striking about Catherine's appearances at Wimbledon is how she manages to fulfill her royal duties while clearly enjoying herself. Before taking her seat, she meets with officials, speaks with ball boys and girls, and engages with police dogs like Springer Spaniel Stella. She understands that being a working royal isn't just about watching tennis from the best seats in the house. It's about representing the monarchy, supporting the institution of Wimbledon, and connecting with the people who make the tournament possible. It's service with a smile, duty with genuine engagement. And that's precisely what Harry and Meghan never seemed to grasp during their brief stint as working royals. They appeared to view royal duties as burdens rather than privileges, as constraints rather than opportunities. They wanted the platform without the protocol, the visibility without the responsibility. Catherine, by contrast, has embraced every aspect of her role with grace and commitment. She doesn't just show up. She shows up prepared, engaged, and ready to add value to whatever event she's attending. I was particularly touched by Charlotte's appearance at last year's Wimbledon, looking absolutely adorable in her navy blue chiffon polka dot dress and those sweet pink Ray-Ban sunglasses. The coordination between mother and daughter at public appearances shows such thoughtfulness and attention to detail. Remember them at Trooping the Color last month, both in that beautiful aqua shade? Catherine in her Catherine Walker coat dress and Charlotte in her sweet dress with the white waistband. These carefully considered visual harmonies aren't just about fashion. They're about presenting a united family front, about visually reinforcing the continuity and cohesion of the monarchy. That's something the Sussexes never quite managed to grasp, the symbolic importance of these seemingly small details. Royal life isn't just about showing up. It's about how you show up, the messages you send through everything from your clothing choices to your body language. Catherine innately understands this visual language of monarchy and is teaching it to her children as well. It's part of what makes her such a tremendous asset to the institution and such a perfect future queen. If Charlotte does make an appearance at Wimbledon this year, it will be her first public appearance since Trooping the Color in June. I'm always struck by how these royal children manage to look so natural and at ease during public events, despite the enormous attention focused on them. That's testament William and Catherine's parenting. They've clearly prepared their children well, explaining what's expected of them without overwhelming them with pressure. The result is children who can enjoy these experiences while understanding their purpose and meaning. What a stark contrast to the Sussex approach, where Archie and Lilibet are largely kept hidden, except for carefully stage-managed appearances designed to maximize publicity or commercial gain. There's something almost cynical about the way Harry and Meghan use their children, or more accurately, the concept of their children, in their ongoing narrative of victimhood and grievance. William and Catherine, meanwhile, strike that perfect balance between protecting their children's privacy and gradually introducing them to public life in appropriate contexts. As we watch the Wales family during this Wimbledon season, I'm reminded of how fortunate we are to have such exemplary representatives of our monarchy. William and Catherine have restored faith in the institution after the turbulence of recent years. They've shown that it's possible to be both regal and relatable, to honor tradition while embracing necessary modernization, to fulfill duty without sacrificing authenticity. They are, quite simply, getting it right, and in doing so, securing the future of the monarchy for generations to come. Meanwhile, across the pond, Harry and Meghan continue their desperate attempts to establish alternative royal careers, lurching from one commercial venture to another. From Netflix documentaries to children's books to podcasts to lifestyle brands. Nothing seems to stick because nothing has the solid foundation of duty and service that underpins the work of our true royals. They've traded substance for celebrity, tradition for trend, and duty for dollars. And with each passing year, their relevance fades a little more as the contrast with our working royals grows ever starker. What's particularly sad is that it didn't have to be this way. Harry and Meghan could have carved out meaningful roles within the royal framework, using their unique perspectives and talents to complement the work of William and Catherine, rather than competing with them. They could have given Archie and Lilibet the gift of growing up alongside their cousins, of sharing in family traditions, of understanding their extraordinary heritage. Instead, they chose isolation, commercialization, and a seemingly endless campaign of grievance against the very institution that gave them their platform in the first place. As Catherine potentially takes her seat in the royal box this Wimbledon season, perhaps with one or more of her children beside her, I'll be watching with pride and admiration. This is what royal duty looks like. showing up consistently, representing the crown with dignity and warmth, engaging genuinely with people from all walks of life, and gradually preparing the next generation to carry forward the legacy of service and dedication that defines our monarchy at its best. And that, my loyal viewers, is the fundamental difference between our working royals and those who chose to walk away. One group understands that being royal is about service, not celebrity, about duty, not dollars, about representing something greater than themselves. The other group, well, they're selling honey in California. I think that says it all, doesn't it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm absolutely dying to hear what you think about Catherine's Wimbledon style and which of the Wales children you're most excited to see at the tournament this year. And if you've enjoyed this royal chat, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode of Royal Truth-Telling. Until next time, keep supporting our true royals, and remember, true class isn't about titles or tiaras. It's about how you conduct yourself when the whole world is watching. Ta-ta! And bye for now!